Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In today's video, I'm going to talk about quilted jackets. I'll talk about different styles, materials, the history, and what you have to look out for when you buy one. During fall and spring, one of the most popular garments is a trench coat, and we talked about it a few weeks back. But if you want something that is shorter and lighter in weight, you definitely have to check out the quilted jacket. What exactly is quilting? Quilting means that you have two layers of fabric that are held together by rows of stitches, just like you can see here. It's kind of a diamond pattern, and sometimes you have a third material in between the layers, which is called the padding material. Oftentimes it can be down, like in a down jacket, or it can be polyester, wool, or basically any other kind of filling. Quilting became really popular in the 17th century, but basically it has been around since the Middle Ages. Oftentimes it was used under armor to make it more comfortable for the knights to wear it, but more importantly, it was also really desirable because it was lightweight and insulating at the same time. A quilted jacket today has the same characteristics. It's lightweight, it is really insulating, and it is waterproof when it's rained on. Technically, the advantage and the insulating properties of quilted jackets come from the trapped air chambers in between the quilting. And that really helps to make you feel warmer and insulate you better while you don't add any weight. I've just been on a trip for 3.5 months, and the quilted jacket was one of my best investments simply because I could wear it at all times. It wasn't heavy when we packed it on the plane, and I really loved it. So who invented the quilted jacket as we know it today? It was actually an American by the name of Steve Gailas, and he was in the military, but together with his wife Edna, he moved to the UK, and he was inspired by horse blankets to keep a horse warm, and so he created a jacket. First, it was actually a shooting jacket. It was rather simple. It was all made of polyester and polyamide, and it was cut very boxy. And but when he went to his club and showed it, his friends liked it, and so he thought about it and said, "I'm going to produce this jacket on a larger scale." Initially, it came in only 2 colors, in pale olive green and navy. So if you want a very classic quilted jacket, these are the first colors you should look at: navy and pale green. Steve started his company and named the company Husky because he loved husky dogs, which wasn't really related to the jackets, but that's what it came to be. And over time, he added more colors. He added the corduroy collar, which you can see here and here. It has 2 angled patch pockets, as you can see here. And the reason they're patch pockets is simply because it was easier to manufacture. You just slap it on the outside rather than cutting something and adding from the inside. But this feature has just remained until today, and it's oftentimes very practical to have big pockets when you're hunting, you're fishing, or when you're doing any other outdoor activity. It's also great if you just have a tablet, your keys, or anything else that you need to carry around, like a passport when you travel. Make sure you sign up to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to sign up to our free email newsletter, and I'll throw in an ebook, and that way you will learn all about the different aspects of shoes, clothing, and fine living that we cover in the Gentleman's Gazette. Let's talk about the original Husky jacket. The one you can see here is not an original jacket, but it has basically the same features. First of all, it was made of nylon with 100% polyester. If you know me, you know that I usually don't like these kind of artificial fibers, but that's what he started out with in the mid-60s and 70s. It was just popular, and that's what he had. So that's the original, and the one I'm wearing right now is also made out of artificial fibers, and it's normal for these kind of jackets. So don't shy away because of the material composition. Basically, it is a single-breasted jacket, as you can see here, with 5 snap buttons, which are very sturdy, but you can open them, close them, and you'll have the same snap buttons in the back, where we have 2 snap buttons at the vent. Sometimes you also see snap buttons at the sleeves, but they're usually not there. It just helps to keep the sleeve very narrow to prevent any wind from coming in. Basically, these are all the hallmarks of the original jacket. Now, when it comes to sizing, usually they're cut a little roomier, a little boxier, and Italian-made jackets tend to be a little slimmer than English-made jackets. So always keep that in mind and try to figure out the measurements of your jacket rather than the standard sizing. Otherwise, you may get a cut that's a little less flattering or a little less roomy, depending on what your preference is. The goal is to have a decently fitting jacket that is slightly shorter than a pea coat, but longer than a jacket, so you can wear it over your tweed sport coat or even a suit coat if you have to. But generally, it's more of a country garment, and therefore it's great for everything casual, tweedy, rough wools, and that kind of stuff. As I mentioned before, to start with, colors of pale green, olive, and navy are great, but you can also get them in blue, in red, sometimes even in orange. Personally, I like brown very much because it's easy to combine and a great fall spring color. The one you can see here is actually made of tweed, which is rather unusual, and that's the reason I really like it. So a houndstooth with tweed as a quilted jacket is not something you find very easily, but I think the look is great. It's not as showerproof as the polyester and polyamide versions, but frankly, it has never let me down and I really enjoy wearing it. So now you might wonder, what kind of quilted jacket should you buy? And of course, you would want to go with the original jacket, but unfortunately, the Husky company was sold to an Italian company, so it's no longer the original thing. You'll find various jackets from hundreds of manufacturers all over the world. Traditional ones are oftentimes the ones you find in England. There are several brands. There are some from Italy, which have a more modern fit. You'll also find them in the US. And if you head over to our guide about quilted jackets, I talk in detail about different brands for different preferences, some for hunters, some for drivers, some for everyday use. And I'm sure you'll find exactly the quilted jacket you like. Just click here and head over to see the full spectrum of quilted jackets that we recommend. The jacket I'm wearing here right now is from Barber, and they have a range of jackets, so I would head over there and check it out. The one that you can see here in wool is from another British company called Levenham. I like them both very much. I think this one is a little more unique because it has the green corduroy trim and the houndstooth tweed. The Barber I'm wearing here right now is very easy to find everywhere. Price-wise, you can actually find them new, starting at $100. For a little more features, better materials, you spend up about $250, $300. Of course, that also depends on the brand you have, but if you're on a budget, you can try to find them on eBay or secondhand, starting at maybe $20, $25, $30. So overall, really great value for what you get. Over time, sometimes the quilting may come off, but frankly, that doesn't really matter. It just gives your garment character, and if it looks frumpy or anything, you'll just get a new one. They're not that expensive.